Hi guys, it's Debbie from What's Mama Cooking For Us, and today I just want to show you, I was saying in one of my videos earlier how to save your celery and to bring it back to life. Now this is looking a little rough, but I'm going to save it and freeze it and it's perfectly fine. And it does have some rough spots on it, but we're going to run it under some cold water. By putting it in cold water, that brings it back to life. This has been in here like 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks. But what I'm going to do is wash it really good. And, you know, it's still crispy. Let me show you. It's still got the crunch. But I'm going to wash it really good. And then I'll show you what we're going to do next. I have that soaking. I also wanted to pull out my fresh celery that I just got. I think my order came Sunday, and today's Thursday. And so I took off what I was going to use and prepped and put away. And then sometimes what you have left and you think it's starting to get pretty bad, see how bad it is? I'll take a knife and just cut that off. And see, now you have like what I call a freshness, and it opens it up. And you can actually take that and put it in a container, and it'll freshen up your celery as well if your celery's starting to look limp or going bad. And then just discard this because that's useless. And yeah, so you can just cut a little piece off and that helps. I haven't cleaned this yet, but I have been storing it in my fridge still in the bag, keeping it really sealed. And then I also have some in another container that I use that I'm using, and this I'm keeping preserved in the full form. That helps keep it preserved longer. So then these pieces over here have been soaking for about 5 or 10 minutes in some vinegar water, and just trying to get it really clean. And you know, check it over, see what you can salvage, and let's see where we're gonna go next. Okay guys, so what I've been doing is just going through and taking a piece off the tippity top and chopping that off, because you can see there's some brown bits that you don't want, and it's actually, you know, gone bad because it's on the end. And then I'm just going to do that on the other end. That's why I like to leave them whole as much as possible, because then it's less cutting later when storing them. And unless I know for sure I'm using them up in a recipe right away. And I know you guys heard that crunch, so the crunch is all set, and it's good to keep using. Okay, so I started cutting it. I wanted you guys to hear the crunch. See that? They're still good to keep right on using. And you can actually just eat these and they'll be fine. Or what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to freeze mine. Okay, so I chopped that all up and it's all prepped and ready to go in a freezer bag to put in the freezer. And I just wanted to show you guys the mess. Wasn't much. That was the bottom hunk there. And then these were just some of the bad pieces, and this one was really the only one that was bad. And I think this has been in there over 2 weeks, because I usually place a food order maybe every 10 days or so. So I'm already into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm already into 5-6 days into this new order with my new celery. So this is that old. And I bought it over 10 days before this order, so it's about 15 or so days. So I'm gonna put that all in a baggie. And then I'm going to show you how you should store your celery. When you're looking for celery in the store and you're purchasing it, you should look for a good heavy head. Look for lots of green, and you know, it should be nice and big hunk of celery. And it should feel heavy, crunchy. Like you can tell it's crunchy through the bag. If it feels limp, it's not going to be that great. Now you can try to work with it if you had to, and you can come home and do what I said, soak it in water and bring it back to life a little bit, and cut that thing off and put it in a jar like this, a mason jar, and you can actually, you know, do it like it's flowers, like when you get flowers, and put it in the water, and all the water goes up through the cells, and it brings it back to life. So yeah, this video is kind of going to be how to, you know, bring celery back to life and preserve it. But I figured I might as well talk about celery in general, and, you know, might as well put it in here as well. But this was really just about how to preserve some celery that might be going bad on the bad side. And look at those. They look perfect. You can use them to put into soups, sauces, wherever you're going to use them. And when you bring your celery home, wash it really good. Celery's on our Dirty Dozen list. The Dirty Dozen list is a list that I'm not sure who runs this Dirty Dozen list, but it's called the EWG or something like that. I'll leave a link here. And what they do is they keep track of what chemicals and how much is being put on vegetables, and they're letting us know so we know what chemicals. And even if you buy organic, you're still getting chemicals, but it's just not as bad as the traditional, if that makes sense. So take your celery, wash it really good in cold water, cool water, and then use vinegar. 3 parts water, 1 part vinegar. So I usually do 3 cups of water, 1 cup of vinegar. Wash it really good. And I would always thought that this was not, would not be on the Dirty Dozen list because, yeah, you used to see a little dirt right in here, but I didn't think, that it would be considered it, but it is. It's on the Dirty Dozen list. I think it's number 11. So yeah, check out that list and Google it. Look it up. It's the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. And when you can buy organic, do it. But having organic doesn't always mean, we're safe either. It's But let me show you. So take all the air out of this bag, well, as much as possible. Flatten it out. And then I usually fold mine down like that. And I can hear the air coming out. And press on as best you can without, damaging it. And then put it in your freezer. Date it and put it in your freezer. And you can pull some out. You can pull the whole thing out. Pull just a little bit out of it. After it freezes, I usually go in and chunk it up so that it's separated a little bit from each other. And then put it in there flat. That way it saves on space in your freezer. Okay, so after doing the vinegar solution, rinse it really well. And your fruits or vegetables, they won't taste like vinegar. And then what I do is I chop mine up like I might make big chunks like this and put them in this jar. Okay, so I was saying, so I put those in there. Oh, that's my doggy, Justice. And then I cut these up into strips if I want to have strips. And I have a little bit of water in the bottom. That way they're still getting some water. Or you can store them in a glass container like this or a plastic bag. And keep a little water on them. Some people fill it with water. Some people even fill this with water. I find that just keeping a little bit of water in there and making sure to check it regularly keeps them fine. They'll stay in your fridge good for you for, a week, 2 weeks. These were in here well over 2 weeks. And even though I'm not going to eat them because I have fresh celery, I stick them in my freezer. And then that way there's no waste. And I hope these tips help you out. And celery is good, so good for you, so much healthy benefits. I've been putting it in my smoothies. Some people even drink celery juice every morning because it's got so many benefits to it. But celery, treat it good, take good care of it, and it'll give you, good long shelf life. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this helps you out. And stay tuned, we'll do another vegetable together.